Am I the a-hole for telling my sister I am not the golden child, I just wasn't a pain in the ass? My sister is a goddamn mess. She was a lot growing up and each week some issue would appear. This could be as simple as a tantrum or mom-dad getting a call from the school. In short, she was a lot. Not to mention therapy for her basically drained the family dry. I was given more freedom since my parents trusted me. I could go to mall by myself and they knew they wouldn't get a call from security about stealing. That happened before. So they trusted me and gave me more freedom to do stuff. I have literally watched her get a chance to prove our parents can trust her and then fuck it up. Our relationship isn't good. My dad gave me his old car for my last year of college. I need it for an internship. My sister made a comment that of course the golden child gets a car. I snapped and told her I am not the golden child, I just wasn't a pain in the ass. That the family has drained themselves dry for her multiple times and to keep her mouth shut. She called me a jerk and ran to her room.
I'm almost 50 and my older brother calls me the golden child. He spent his childhood playing truant, getting picked up by police, stealing from family and ending up in boarding school. Our mother wasn't the best. She was a very self-absorbed person and my brother has the same personality. Our dad was always at work but did his best when his was home. I have told him that I am the golden child. Not because they actively favored me, but because I wasn't in trouble every single day and as an adult I'm the responsible adult helping them, no just turning up when he needs something. Not the a-hole. Hard truths need to said.
I don't get why she doesn't understand that her actions greatly affect how she was treated. Like seriously, she will give an example and my first thought is, didn't you do something shitty a week before that?
Selfish or mentally unhealthy people don't take responsibility for their actions. They look to others to blame then try and fix themselves.
Not the a-hole. My brother does the same shit. He is constantly late to literally any event, dinner, etc. He lies about our family to make himself look like the poor, abandoned child that no one wanted to his friends and online, like he's a black sheep dying for the love and affection he never received as a child. He complains that our dad bought me a car and ignores that he also bought him one and goes on and on about me being the golden child and him begging for scraps to anyone who will listen. Some people just live in their own reality. I suggest you ignore her and move on with your own life. In my experience, it never gets better. Toxic people don't want to improve. They just push your buttons until you lash out so they can point a finger and say that they were right all along.
Not the a-hole. She sounds like she perpetually makes herself the victim no matter what happens. Stick to your guns and go LC with her. She is clearly a toxic person.
Ran to her room? Wait, how old is she?
Zero idea, but I am guessing around OP's age since they grew up together.
She is 23 and I am 21. She is living at home. I was visiting for Easter. I live on campus most of the time.
Not the a-hole. My sister is similar. She totaled 3 cars in a year and was annoyed that I bought a car off my aunt because she needed another car. She got addicted to cocaine and was $10K in debt. Parents paid it off, and she threw a fit when my parents helped pay off my student loans. These kinds of people are parasites, only wanting what makes themselves feel better, be that their own success or others' misery.
Not the a-hole, the golden child. This sub loves this term. I personally think more often than not it's just used as a scapegoat for the other child's insecurities and jealousy. You could have been a bit nicer about it, but you were simply defending yourself.
Am I the a-hole for refusing to share my huge inheritance with my step-siblings? So I, 17 male, found out only a few weeks ago that my dad left me a lot of money in a trust. Like it's such a crazy amount that I didn't really believe it at first. But it's true. The reason is my dad had inherited from both his parents already. He also inherited from the only 2 uncles he had as well, and one of them was very successful and had a business. This was all explained in a letter my dad wrote to me. He had the trust set up before he came into most of the money, but when he found out his cancer was incurable, he decided to put it all aside for me once all medical bills were paid off for him. My parents were separated but not legally divorced when my dad was sick died, but they weren't living together or a couple for a year. This was 10 years ago. My mom found out about the money because she read the letter he sent to me about the issue. Then she insisted she was joining me to meet with a lawyer to discuss this. When my mom learned about the money, she told her husband, and suddenly the money became a very touchy subject. I can't touch it until I'm 19 with the way my dad set it up. So I have some time to deal with this, but my mom and her husband want me to share the money with my step-siblings, 14, 8, and 7. The money is enough where even if I pay for college and buy a house, I would have money left. The way the trust works, I was told it's also getting interest, which my dad had intentionally set up. My mom and her husband have struggled financially for years. They started dating when his youngest kid was 1. His wife had died. He was going through a legal battle with the mother of his oldest, and his oldest is in therapy for trauma caused by their mom. Also, his youngest was born with some medical issues and has lots of doctor appointments. Between everything, money was tight. We lived paycheck to paycheck, and I worked to make my own life a little more comfortable. But we had no college savings or anything before this. My mom and her husband drained their own bank account to keep a roof over our heads. This has all been brought up to me as a good reason why I should do this. My mom told me it was selfish for Dad to put it all away solely for my future, and he should have been thinking about raising me as well. She told me I might not call her husband Dad or his kids my siblings, but we are a family, and that this family has been through so much together, and we have struggled for so long, that it would be so good and generous for me to do this. I told her it's not like I can access the money now. She said no, but when I do, I should set up accounts for my 3 step-siblings so they have a better chance at college, and if not college, the chance to have a help start in life. Despite all their trying to talk me into it, I said no. I told them I wasn't going to share the money. My mom was so mad, but it was nothing compared to how mad her husband was. They told me to quit being selfish and start acting with compassion. Am I the a-hole?
Not the a-hole, but get the hell out of that house. Is there a sibling of your dad's you can move in with? Invest every cent of that money, though. Talk to a financial advisor. Also, make sure to keep your birth certificate, driver's license, and any other IDs and documents where they can't hold them over your head.
No, my dad was an only child, and I'm the last person on that family. At least that I know of no other family he had.
Be ready to move out ASAP, and don't ever let them see your bank records or other information. The wealth you're describing will make even the most honest of people do selfish shit.
Not the a-hole. So your mom's new husband is mad you aren't giving money to his children with your mother? This money came from your father. That was not their father, it was yours. This is whom your father wanted the money to go to. Explain to your mother that if they are going to punish you for doing exactly what your dead father wanted, they can go fly a kite. Mom should also ask her new husband to stay out of it. He isn't your father.
His children with his late wife and his ex-wife. None of his kids are my mom's kids.
Then this doesn't even make sense. These kids are not someone your father wanted to leave his life inheritance to. Most likely he didn't even know them. Your good fortune with regards money doesn't fall to those around you. So when you get older and get a good paying job and make more than them, should you write a monthly check to them so everyone gets the same? Your mother is being pushed by her husband to have these thoughts. It isn't rational.
My dad didn't know them. My mom didn't even know them when my dad died.
Not the a-hole. You didn't choose how your dad set up the inheritance, and they're not his kids.
What do you think of these stories? Leave a comment and subscribe to the channel for more interesting stories.